Hey guys, ILene Vick here for teaching adult coloring with ILene Vick, and I am doing a picture out of the beautiful, beautiful book by Maria Trolle, Nightfall. Absolutely gorgeous book. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So I've actually picked out two pictures that I'm doing. This one I wanted to do, but you can join me on Facebook, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick on Facebook, and I may actually end up doing this page there. It just depends. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me. And this is the picture that I'm working on. Lots and lots of fun with this. Stickles, stickles and eyeshadow and colored pencil. Yada, yada, yada. Good stuff. All right. So zoom out. So I have colored half the page. I want you to see what it's going to look like. You know that I always try and do that is to show you stuff that is partially done, or at least a picture of it at the end of the coloring. And you guys have commented back that you really like that. So, hey, that's fine with me. I am glad to do it for you. All right, so I'm going to color two of these leaves on the bottom. I just want to get this last set finished. Bear with me while I pick my color. There we go. I'm going to use a bluish green by Fila. And let me get going. Zoom in. Zoom in. Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and use, let's see here. Let's see what's a good compatible color with that. Alrighty. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay. We'll get you closer. And I've got a little bit lighter version of this one. And then I'll go ahead and blend in my second color. Which I will back blend. And then I will take my blender pencil and go ahead and finish that section. And if it gets too dark, like this section did, I'm going to whip out my handy Tombow and just hit that. There we go. We're good to go. Alrighty. Super. I hope this video finds everyone well. We're all going through a lot of stress right now. But I'll tell you what. Let's see, that's 2. Okay. I really enjoy my coloring. And I hope that when you're watching one of my videos, it relaxes you. And makes you feel good. All right. Let's go ahead and get that little sheen spot in. And again, if it goes too dark, we can just hit it with that Tombow. There we go. All right. And it looks like I may have missed a section. Let me go ahead and get that. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's see here. And I've got one more in the center there. Let me get that little guy colored for you. And notice that that sheen spot, let me pull you in just a little more. I like to show you details, guys. That sheen spot is going to end up behind my leaf, which is fine. But the reason that I bring it up is I want you to sweat the details on your coloring. And go ahead and make it end up there instead of just coloring the whole leaf a solid green. Excuse me. All right. Super duper. There we go. All right. So let me go ahead and do this little guy for you. I've already done one, so you know how it's going to look. And I'm just going to clean up this a little bit. There we go. And yes, I know the stem isn't done, but that's okay. I will take care of that later. Right now, I just want to get the main parts done for you. All right. And I must be on a particular tear this evening because while I'm doing this video, I'm uploading another one to YouTube. So that's pretty darn good. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. Very light purple. And that snoring that you may or may not be hearing is my dog, who loves to come up with me in my studio. And notice that I'm taking the time to color each individual nodule. Why? Because I really want to keep that black, intact as much as I can. All right, now I'm going to take a purple ink pen. Specifically, it's my Pilot G2, which I absolutely love. I've got a bunch of colors. And I'm going to put a little bit of that ink on top of my pencil. And let me pull you in even further so you can see that. You guys know I'm all about showing you the details. I am not completely covering up the pencil. And you will have to clean your pen off every once in a while on your paper towel because the roller ball on there is picking up the colored pencil. There we go. Pretty. And then what I'm doing is I'm taking my red pen and I'm going ahead and coloring these little berry thingies. Sorry, I can't come up with a more scientific name, but that's what I'm going to call them. Zoom out. Zoom out. There you go. That'll give you a good idea of what we're looking at. All right. Let me go ahead and color my second one real quick. Again, you want to be very mindful of your black lines as much as you can. Pretty. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and randomly highlight these little berry thingies. And guys, don't ever be afraid to combine ink and colored pencil, one on top of the other. It really does make for a nice effect. There we go. All right. Got that little puppy. And now I'm going to come in with my red. Oh man, beautiful. All right, zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. All right. There you go. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do these stems. Zoom in. Zoom in. So I'm going to use a green fine liner. And then I'm going to add to that my colored pencil. There we go. So we've got a nice mix there of the green, the dark and the light green. And notice how I'm waving that green. And then I'll go ahead and bring in my other green. And if you don't like the wave, you can just close it up in a couple spots like that. See? All right. Go ahead and get that green cleaned up. Got a little on the outside there. Oop, 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 oop. Where am I? Same over here. Okay, now I've got this one, which is inside this dark green, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the light green, and I will darken it just a little bit. There you go. And we can still see that then. All right. So let's pop over here. And just go ahead and get these both done. And I'm just going to darken that. I'm not even going to bother with the fine liner. We'll do that dark green right in the middle there. Okay, zoom out, zoom out. There we go. Purty, purty, purty. All right. Just closing up a couple caps here. Keep everything protected and wet so they don't dry out. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get a couple of, or this last flower done. I've already done 2 of them. Didn't mean to go that dark on that first part of that leaf. That's okay. If you followed me at all, you know I'm all about coming in light when you start to color. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay. All right. Then I'm using a darker pink. Notice how I always have a jagged line when I'm doing end-to-end coloring like this. So much better. All right. Hit that with my blender pencil. Very lightly. And I love Maria's books, but I really hate this black ink that comes up if you blend on it too much. So you've got to really avoid that ink as much as you can. There you go. All right. Pretty. Zoom out. These are some previous flowers that I did. All right. Much better. Much, much better. Ooh, I missed part of that previous leaf. Hold on, guys. Right there. And I just used the wrong color, but you know what? That's okay. Eee. Actually, I'm going to tip that in green. I like how that looked. As Bob Ross would say, happy accident. Here we go. Pretty. All right. We are good to go. I like it. All right. Sorry guys, I noticed some blank spots here. That really drives me bonkers. There we go. All right. Zoom out. Zoom out. So let's go ahead and work on these side leaves. Oh, let me throw in a little green on, hold on. I've got a flower right here. There we go. There. And there. All right. Super. Now, I've got a leaf over here, and I can't readily identify which light green that I used. So I'm going to sit tight on that. Oh, I take it back. I got it. All right, we can do this. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. So, and interestingly enough, this green leaf here is not identical to the one in design opposite. But that's okay. Zoom in. And notice that I left a little bit of lighter space in the center. Okay, we're good. Now, however, zoom out. If you notice this leaf on the right, it's got a little bit of dark green on it because I went ahead and outlined the leaves a little bit. So I'm going to balance that. Zoom in. Zoom in. By adding this green highlight. Pretty. Okay. That works with my sense of balance. Zoom out. All right, so you can see that. We're pretty good here. All right. Let's work on a leaf or two. I love this green. What is it? It is Cool Banks, probably foliage green, IAGE C040. Pretty color. All right. So I'll start with my dark version of it and then my light version. And then I will go to my next green. Hold on, we got to do the bottom. zoom in. There we go. I lost that little stem. We'll see what I can do with that later. All right, so let's get this little guy colored in right here. Now, I hate to go across like that, but the space is so darn narrow, I have to do that. Okay. And let me go down to the bottom here, zoom in, zoom in. Don't forget to turn your pencils as you color. Keeps them sharper, longer. Okay, so pretty, guys. Just coming out beautifully. Okay. So I'm going to concentrate on this shorter leaf for now. Get that little puppy done. And again, notice how I keep that end jagged. Here we go. And let's see, we're gonna have this one. Okay, and I accidentally started up that flower stem. Not a big deal, because obviously we're gonna be working in a shade of green, but let's see if we can get that fixed. All right. There we go. So that's better defined. There. All right. Zoom out. And I want to lighten that green so I can blend it. Going from dark to light. And then I'm going to grab my lighter green. And you can see how beautifully all of it's coming together. And then I'm going to grab my blender pencil and very lightly blend that closed. And I'm doing each zoom in. I'm doing each individual channel so I can stay off that black. All right. So I'm going to do the tulip stem, and then I'm going to show you how I did the spider web. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. All right. So this is my Castle Arts Emerald Green. Trying to get the hiccups. Oh my Lord. Oh, not now, guys. Oh, good grief. Hold on. Oh, I think that stopped it. Okay. Oh. That emerald green is absolutely perfect for this. Zoom in. And then I'm going to go and darken my edges just a little bit. Get a little dimension on that. And then I'm going to take my Tombow and erase out just a narrow lightness. And you've heard me say this before, but I treat my Tombow just like another pencil. Oh, that emerald green looks good. All right. Let me go ahead and pop it on my other tulip. And get that edge. Look how beautifully, guys, that starts to pick up a dimension when you darken that edge. Be sure you blend it in, though. All right. And my Tombow, here we go again. We're going to lighten that center. And we got a pretty nifty looking stem. Okay. Zoom out. Zoom out. So let me give you now an overall view of how this puppy's looking. Here we go. Pretty darn good. Again, like I said, I'm not going to tie you up doing that second leaf. All right. So let me show you how I did this spider web. Excuse me. I'm going to grab a Q-tip and push all my pencils over. And get out my trusty eyeshadow set, which is like 2 years old now. I love it. Perfect, perfect, perfect for doing coloring like this. All right. Move that tray. There's the pink I'm after. Pretty bright there. and move this over to about there. All right. So here's how I did it. I wanted a really soft look on the web. Okay. So what I did is I took, these aren't Q-tips. They're little, I guess, eye makeup applicators. And they have a pointy side on one end. And this is flat. See that? It's rounded and flat. Okay. So I took my rounded end, got it into my eyeshadow, and I went ahead and I started to trace my lines. Zoom in. And you'll have to excuse me because I do need to reach across to do this. I don't want to block you here. And you don't have to press hard at all. Now, if you wanted to, you could obviously use the other end. Let me go ahead and do that, just to show you. Up to you. But I found with the, squishy end of this that you can kind of squeeze it together, and it makes a really nice narrow applicator. Whereas if you use the point end, the point starts to get a little flat. I mean, you wouldn't think so, but it is cotton. Okay, let's see where we got yet. Oh, this is just so stinking cute. Now I am going to use the point to get this last section up here. Now I just dropped a chunk, you can see that, of eyeshadow. I'm just going to pick up the paper and blow it off, because if I try and brush it off, it's going to smear it. Okay, so let's make sure that I got it. And I've got a teeny tiny little spot right there. I'll do that with a pencil. Okay, just wanted to make sure I had everybody here. Don't think I missed. Oops, a little closer there. There we go. All right. So let me cover this up, my eyeshadow tin, container, whatever you want to call it. There's 120 colors on this. This happens to be BH Cosmetics. It was on sale at the time, so I bought it. Okay, hold on, gotta shake that off. All right. Now, the neat thing about eyeshadow, zoom in, is it erases beautifully. So, all this that got in here, gone. I mean, it just goes away. Even this bright pink. And a couple of these areas here, I want those white. Let me pull it in. It erases really well. And any space that you have accidentally over erased, you can go ahead and just very lightly, because you want to emulate eyeshadow, touch it up with a pencil, okay? Here, let me get the end there. That would bug me. And let me get this teeny tiny spot. Okay, I did it with pink. All right. And then any other areas that you want to clean up and lighten. Because sometimes even with the paper towel on it, you're going to get a little bit of streaking. Not streaking, excuse me, smudge. All right, let's clean up that. And if you have a couple of areas that you missed, all you have to do is go ahead and take a pink pencil and just go ahead, excuse me, and color those in. All right, so now let's get to the fun part here. All right, zoom out, zoom out. So the next thing I'm going to do very quickly is take my red pen and color in these dots. I've got a circle in the center. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. There we go. Zoom in. Now, I get it that these are rain droplets, but we're dealing in pinks and reds. So we want to go ahead and make sure we get every single one of them. And you can start to see how really cool this is looking. Does not take long at all here. So bear with me while I finish that. Now, don't get going so fast that you get sloppy with this. All right, speaking of which, I've got one little pink line that is way out here. I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. There we go. And then just gently hit that with my pencil, very light. There you go. All right. Cool. Zoom out. Zoom out. All right. Now, here's another fun part. Grab yourself a toothpick. Get your little Stickles bottle. There it is. I'm just shaking it now. And watch this. This is so cool. All right. And really, you almost don't need a toothpick to do this. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. All right. So now what you're going to do is take your Stickles. It's got a great dispensing point. And you literally can run it up the line. And there's a little heart in here that we need to do. I'm not going to worry about that right now. There you go. And I went off camera, but I went all the way up to the top there. Zoom out. Zoom out. All right, you can watch me do the next one. Just run that all the way out. This looks so cool. Here we go. Go to the end there. All right. And then we need to get these little cross areas. And again, the dispenser on the Stickles bottle is wonderful for this. And you can see how quickly this is going. There we go. Be careful rubbing the tip across the ink because it is affecting it. I can't tell you how sweet this looks. Oh, there you go. All right. So I've got a little bit of a cleanup here because I accidentally put my hand in it. There we go. All right, so let me pull out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Absolutely gorgeous, guys. I hope you can see the shine on that. Let me try a different angle with my camera. There you go. Oh yeah, there you go. A little bit elongated because I'm coming from the front, but look how beautiful that is. And then you can just clean up any little overrun here that you have. All right. Now, this is not the end of it, guys. I'm going to finish the leaf. Oh, one more thing for video. I'm going to take my stickles and I've got a really neat green leaf. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. And I'm going to take my stickles and put a dot right there. And a little dot over there. So now we've got this looking like dewdrops. Isn't that cool? Oops. Get back there. And let me do one more, maybe right down here by the flower. There we go. Oh, just cool. All right. Zoom out. Zoom out. So if you want to see how I completely finish this off, you'll need to come to my Facebook group, Teaching, same as name is here, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, and I will be finishing this there. I live color every night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it's projects like this that I'm finishing up or doing or starting or whatever the case may be. All right, guys. I have so enjoyed showing this to you. I hope that you learned something. That's the whole key. I hope you had fun. That's important as well, of course. And I really appreciate you joining me to do this project. All right, guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. I'm delighted you could join me and watch this video. All right, guys. So, until next time then, bye.